Hello everyone, you're watching Altek2k Gaming. This is not going to be a video on how to spend lots of X to juice your maps to make lots of X. Because if I had lots of X, I wouldn't need to watch a video like this. Instead, this will be a quick guide on how someone with terrible RNG like me manages to get through the game and buy nice stuff. At the end, I'm going to share with you a revelation, so do stick around for that. No currency guide would be complete without talking about the Chaos recipe. For the Chaos recipe, we basically take all of the items we would wear on our character and sell them to a vendor all at once. These must be between eye level 60 and 74. However, if all the items are unidentified or 20 quality, it'll be 2 chaos. If you happen to get them all unidentified and all 20 quality, it'll be 3 chaos. Using a similar recipe, you can also get exalted shards. Same items, but each one must have the same influence modifier. I don't run this recipe myself because it means a lot of picking things up, so instead, I just tend to put my filter up to really high and then run maps. The more maps we get through, the more currency we get. The other reason not to run the Chaos recipe is that rings themselves can be quite profitable. On many occasions I've had rings worth at least 25 Chaos, which completely shadow what I would have got if I'd un-ID'd them and sold them to get Chaos. The other thing to talk about is some of the past league mechanics, and even the present one. I feel that a number of players overlook these, and they really shouldn't, because some of them can be extremely profitable. First, Valside areas. These are able to drop corrupted items and have a chance of dropping corrupted 6 links. Early in the league, this can net quite a lot of money. And if you happen to be in solo self-found, getting a 6 link early is also really good. They also drop Val Sacrifice fragments. You can use up to 4 of these with a map, and they go up 5% item quantity per fragment. Item quantity is the key thing we're looking for when we're trying to drop currency from maps. And this is really the basis for juicing a map in the first place. But as far as juicing goes, these are one of the cheapest ways of doing it. They also don't add to the difficulty, meaning that your cheap Isles character can still run it. The other key thing we're looking for when we're trying to drop currency is map density, or the number of monsters on it. And there are 3 league mechanics that really shine for adding extra monsters to your map. The first is Incursion, which is a master mission, so you can somewhat influence how many of these you get. The other 2 are Breach and Beyond, both of which you can influence in certain regions of the Atlas using the Atlas Ascendancies. For pure currency from a league mechanic, there are 2 good ones that stand out. The Temple of Atsuatl, if you get a level 3 treasure room, can make you quite a lot of money. Also, I quite like Delve. The treasure rooms on here do drop currency a lot. I've also dropped a number of exalts from this area, only not this league. In fact, this league I haven't dropped a single exalt, which is probably my worst league start ever. The Expedition league mechanic is also very profitable. I ran 10 of these yesterday. For each of these I prioritised Scythe when it was available, and then afterwards I ran the Haggler. Once I got to the end of these I made a really nice amount of profit. It probably took about 2 hours to run the 10, but probably much more than I'd have got from running maps for 2 hours. And the last league mechanic for all out currency is Heist. Specifically lockpicking, which gives you currency chests. One could argue that the Mastermind Fight from Betrayal League is also profitable. In fact, I've made more money from this than I've made from anything else because I dropped 7 mirror shards from the treasure room at the end. The problem with it is it's so hit and miss. Sometimes you get absolutely nothing, in fact most cases you get absolutely nothing, and then occasionally you'll hit the jackpot. You can also massively increase the speed at which you drop currency by increasing the speed at which you run maps. The kind of things I'm thinking about here is using a dump tab where you assign a tab to just dump everything into at the end of a map. This minimises the time that you spend outside of maps, and therefore you've got more time killing monsters. The other thing is pre-prepare maps. Otherwise you go back to your hideout, start preparing maps, it'll take you ages because you'll keep re-rolling them. Do them as a job lot, it's much more efficient. The other thing you can consider doing is not running the highest level map that you can actually run, but running a lower level map that you can finish twice as quick. This will mean you get through far more monsters than you would otherwise. Next, price check your items properly before selling them. I see so many people open the first page of a trade site, see that something's a chaos and selling it. If they'd have scrolled down just a little bit more, they'd have seen that their item was above average and therefore would have yielded much more profit. Your character has a weapons swap. Use it. Put gems in them, level them up, and then convert them to quality 21 if you can and sell them for a big profit. I have video guides on both of the last things I talked about, and these will be linked in the description below. Check them out. Okay, before we get onto the Epiphany, if you've enjoyed this video or found it useful, then please consider tickling that like button. It likes it. Okay, the Epiphany. I had this several leagues ago when, yet again, I was going, why do I have no cash? Why is everyone in my guild dropping more currency than me? This isn't fair. There's a tendency in Path of Exile to look at our Chaos and Exalts as our currency and ignore all the other currency items. Now as you can see here, I've got over 1,500 Jeweler's Orbs. At the time of recording, 10 Jeweler's Orbs netted a Chaos. An Exalt is about 100 Chaos, and therefore with 1,000 fusings I have an Exalt. So just in Jewelers alone I have 1.5x. So if you've hit a wall with your character development and need better gear, consider trading all your currency for Exalted Orbs via one of the trade sites. Now if you're in solo self-found, obviously you can't do this, however, one of the vendors in Act 4 and Act 9 do allow you to convert one currency to another to get the best currency to craft your gear into what you need. That's it, bye.